All right, it's time again for another edition of the end of day post wave report with yours truly, the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the world famous PulseWave Price Trigger Reports. All right, before we get started with our first chart, just want to make an announcement. As you know, tomorrow is Take Back Friday. It's also the last day in the trading week, and it's going to be a holiday weekend. Some people are going to make it a 4-day holiday weekend. Monday, the markets will be closed in the United States of America in observance of 4th of July. Even though the 4th of July falls on a Sunday this Sunday, the markets will be closed on Monday in observance of that holiday. So what that means is Friday will probably be very light, thin volume on trading, and a lot of people are going to take off tomorrow so they can have a 4-day weekend. So I do not expect a lot of movement, if any, in any of the markets here, whether it be stocks, futures, forex, or commodities, or cryptos. So I just want to give you a heads up on what's going down. All right, tomorrow's Take Back Friday. Also, it should be a little interesting because a lot of people are going to be taking off tomorrow so they can have a 4-day holiday weekend because in the United States, Monday, the markets will be closed. Now, as far as the post wave reports, they will still go out as normal. All right, this Sunday, you will receive the post wave reports for Sunday night trading and Monday. All right, because I realized the rest of the world will still be open for business, and we got clients all over the world. So you'll still get your reports for those that wish to be doing some trading on Sunday night and on Monday. But I do expect that there will be very light volumes Sunday night and Monday for the rest of the world, because usually when the United States of America is closed, the rest of the world pretty much will have light trading, very low volumes. I've noticed the same kind of pattern when China's closed. You won't get too much going on either when China's having a holiday. So just FYI, everybody heads up, all right? All right, so let's get through it. All right, so the first chart is gold. As you can see, we have this rally alert buy signal from last night. We did get that upside production today, and the market is going toward the bottom of the Kumo cloud. That's the initial target, followed by the overhead trend line resistance. That could take the gold back up to around the 1820 mark. So just FYI for those that are looking at the precious metals and what opportunities may lie therein. Next up, we have silver. So the bulls were able to put the market back up today, but then a crash into the close. So, like I said, the bulls are hanging on to it. They're not letting the market hit new lows or new legs down. But the longer it moves sideways like this, the higher the chance that the bears will come in and push the price lower, because this is happening below the overhead trend line resistance. Doesn't mean that it can't happen. Doesn't mean that the bulls can't get enough momentum behind them and push this market back up. But the initial target is the overhead trend line resistance, which is just above 2650, not too far away. Then the bottom of the Kumo cloud, which will take this to around the $27 mark if we can get there. But you're in a bearish zone, so we expect sideways to slightly lower prices. All right, taking a look on the forex side of things, as you can see here, just as I've been telling you. All right, he put in a new low today in the euro. It looks like a new round of selling's coming to push this thing down next week. So just FYI there. Next up, let's take a look at the NASDAQ 100 futures. All right, so we had that crash alert sell signal coming into today's trading. We did get that initial downside production. We'll see what happens from here. The bears are in control right now. I will say this, just based on statistics, I've never known the market to sell off or crash during the 4th of July holiday. So I'm expecting some green on the screen tomorrow. I'm sure the market will close in the positive territory and or rally when the markets reopen on Tuesday. So just FYI, not saying that that's always going to be the case. It's just been a norm around the 4th of July. So just wanted to tell you that. You won't really start getting interested until like the end of July. And then August is a big question mark. There are some seasonal tendencies that happen in the month of August. You'll start to see these seasonal tendencies play out in your grain futures and your meats like feeder cattle and live cattle. All right. So just heads up there too, FYI. Even though we're getting, deeper into the summer, there are seasonal tendencies that will come into play, and you have to be ready to deal with those. So follow your PulseWave reports very closely. All right, next up, let's take a look here at crude oil. So you hit the $75 mark, okay, just as we figured it would happen. Hit a new high today. Hasn't been this high since like 2018. All right, the bulls are in complete control of this market. All right, the bears have nothing going on here. There's no sell signals, nothing bearish on the screen whatsoever. So follow the reports and stick to it. Next up, we got, let's take a look at the soybeans since we just talked about the grains. All right, so let's examine what has happened this week. So we came into this week with this rally alert buy signal, and we've been getting steady upside production each day. The market has turned from a corrective phase. Now we've stopped falling. We've ceased trending down, and the market now is ready to turn into more of a bullish stance. It needs to get above the overhead trend line resistance around the 1450 mark, and then when our next target will be the bottom of the Kumo cloud. So it still has a lot of way to go yet because it fell so much. But right now, the bulls have wrestled control of this market. You are now in a official corrective phase in this bear market. All right, you're in the bear zone, but now we're in a correction, meaning that the bottom is in for now, short-term bottom, and the market is now trying to recover some of these losses. All right, so just FYI on that one. All right, let's take a look at what the dollar is doing since we're talking about commodities here. Look at your dollar. Another new high. The bulls are in complete control of this. You've gone from that bearish zone to a full-blown bullish zone with bullish momentum, and prices are still getting higher. So here's the initial rally alert buy signal. And then here now is the break. We got above that overhead trend line resistance right here, and it's been steady upside production. All right, had this little bit of a base right here, and then the market just locked back in and went higher. So nothing bearish on this chart. The dollar has come back screaming. Look how much the dollar has come back. All right, so here was your initial drop from here, came all the way down to here, and now look at where we are, folks. That is quite the retracement off of the lows. We're almost right back to where the market was before it broke, all right, back in April. I should say the end of April. All right, so this is very interesting times right now. The dollar is getting stronger each day, and you're flirting with that 93 level. All right, so the dollar strengthening. Let's see here. What did you say, Cal? You said at some point gold and silver will gap up, the dollar will gap down, and the games will be over. A lot of talk about the droughts in the West. Yeah, that's another thing too. I haven't really been talking about a lot of the news because it's been so much news, and I've been just dedicating myself to making sure that the post waves are on and popping every day. But I have noticed a lot of news, man. One of the biggest things I've noticed is all this talk with Robinhood, and basically what you saw happen was because a lot of the elite players were injured when the Robinhood traders, bought, bankrupt companies like GameStop and caused those stocks to go bananas, and a lot of the big elites were short those stocks and they got hurt. So they used their political pressure and they used their corrupt influence to sick the SEC and the legislative arms at Robinhood, and were successful in hitting Robinhood with a ridiculous fine, the largest FINRA fine in U.S. history, $70 million. And basically what that boils down to is that Robinhood got shook down. Okay. U.S. government came in and said, who are you to come and play in our sandbox, and who are you to help the little guy get rich and blah, blah, blah. So they basically shook them down. All right. They say you have to give us a piece of that action. You made a lot of money. You owe us $70 million. We want $70 million. And we're gonna regulate you. We're gonna make some new rules and regulations. We're gonna make sure that you are KYCing all of your accounts, and we're gonna be watching you, and you're not gonna be able to do all that. You will never do this to us again, and we're gonna make sure that no one else will be able to do it either. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. As a result of what Robinhood was able to accomplish with the Reddit people, this is the result. The result is the hammer coming down. Not only is Robinhood being extorted by the U.S. government, because that's what these so-called fees, fines, penalties are, but now the G7 and the G20 and the U.S. Department of Treasury and the Federal Reserve have been very successful. They are beating their chest today because they got 130 countries to agree to a global corporate tax. That's right. What that does is it essentially destroys tax havens. It destroys everything that was built within that corporate infrastructure, where companies could go to whatever country was going to give them the best deals. That will no longer be the case. We just took a giant step toward one world government this week, ladies and gentlemen. One world government is coming your way. It's right around the corner. Today was a giant step in that direction. Think about it. No more countries, no more individuals. It's now going to be one governing body. They got 130 countries on board to a global corporate tax structure. No matter where you incorporate your company, no matter where your company moves to, there will no longer be any tax benefit for doing so, because everything is a global government, one world government. They have to destroy the old system in order to rise up the new one. The old one has to be destroyed. One of the tenets of doing that was first to bring down the global economy. Now that you have brought down the global economy, you can build the new economy you want, excuse me, which is the one world economy, governed by the one world government. All right. Next up will be the one world currency. That's right around the corner as well. Then it's going to be a new techno control grid using the 5G network. They'll have them able to not just spy on you, but they'll be able to monitor you, and not just with video, but with voice also in real time. That also is right around the corner. You guys have no idea what they have been planning and working toward, and the lockdowns was the last piece of the puzzle that they had to put in place to bring about this global governance. That's why you've been hearing nothing but crypto news for the last several weeks. How the governments are clamping down on crypto. They want to KYC everybody. They don't want you to be able to go anywhere and trade crypto anonymously. They want to control the blockchain. They want to control everybody's blockchain while creating their global government blockchain that will be mandated for everybody to be operating on. And they're going to make it so that you're going to be very uncomfortable unless you use their networks, use their technology, their blockchains, use their banking. They don't want anyone operating outside of their central banking system. So this was a very, very powerful chess move by the one world government. Ladies and gentlemen, Welcome to the New World Order. All right, so I've showed you what you need to know, and nothing has changed except your government. Look at the chart. The last one here is Bitcoin. I told you this is what you can expect. We came into today of that crash alert sell signal. We got that downside production gunning for the bearish pointer right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I don't know how you're going to be able to navigate these markets without the PulseWaves. You need the PulseWaves now more than ever before. You need it. You got to know how to move in these environments. They're not making it easy. They're trying to take away every avenue that you have of prosperity. They don't want anyone prospering except for what they give you. That's why the universal basic income is coming also. All right, well, y'all know what it is, man. Smash that like button, share the video with someone you never know who it may help or encourage. And remember, PulseWaveTrading.com is where you can go so you can go ahead and get these PulseWave reports delivered to you each and every day. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I'm out. Peace. Man, you got every time I say bye, somebody hairs up and types something real quick. You guys are funny, man. Right when I'm about to go off the air, somebody says, "Can you look at something real quick, please?" You gotta be quick on them keys, man. Quick on them keys. All right. One last one. You say you want to see AMC. Here's AMC. All right. Here's your AMC chart. You say, okay. So as far as gaps on AMC, yeah, you got some. Let me see if I can make the chart big enough so you can see it. All right. So your gap of concern is really going to be this one right here. All right. So we closed at around 3204 on June the 1st. And then you opened at 3752 on June the 2nd. So this is your gap right here that I believe you're referring to on AMC. So yes, the market is going to come down and deal with that gap right there. All right, that is a gap. You got a little smaller one here. This day you closed at 1641, and here you opened at 1760 and your low was 1726. So yeah. So you got another gap. So you got a gap here that was made on June 26th, and then another one that was made on June the 2nd. So once again, May 26th and June 2nd of this year. Those are the two gaps that you have that the market needs to come down and deal with. All right. So yeah, you saw that right. Two gaps on AMC on the daily charts. All right. Hope everyone enjoys their 4-day weekend. Go out there and chill, relax, spend time with friends and family, watch good movies, listen to good music, play video games, and all that jazz. And I'm out. Peace.